So Step Up to End Polio started. We launched this actually in 3rd of August, where we informed all the clubs about this program. And how did Step Up to End Polio start? Because every year we know that October 24th is World Polio Day. And instead of starting in the month of October, we decided to start early and have a program that is virtual, because we know that it's going to be very difficult to have huge gatherings, especially in Singapore. In Singapore, we can only have gatherings of up to 5 people per cluster. Malaysia, some part are in lockdown right now, some part they can have larger gatherings. And due to also certain reasons, we wanted to actually engage our members. We wanted to have activities. We wanted to do things, not just one-off, just one event or just 1 month. So this event started in August. And we come up with this 8-week challenge, a steps challenge to complete 250,000 or 500,000 steps, weight loss challenge to lose 3, 6, or 8 kg, or just simply make donations or pledge and donate to End Polio, to Polio Fund. And bearing in mind Rotary's vision, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. So through fundraising, we also try to engage our Rotarians to bond our members and making change in ourselves to be a lot more healthy through the steps, through weight loss programs, and also bonding members, attracting members, potential members, the spouses, Rotractors, getting them all involved and engaged. So this is what we are trying to do through the 4 strategic priorities to make an impact, to expand our reach where we have friends participating in this, enhance participant engagement, engaging our Rotarians, our Rotractors, our family members, and our ability to adapt to this virtual world. So we had the flag off on 29th of August, where a couple of you were online, many of you were online, and we also have past RI President John Jerem, RI Director Surgeon, and past RI Director Robert was with us on that day too. So we had the flag off, that was a flag off. And then we said that, okay, on 24th October, World Polio Day, we have morning walks. Now, unfortunately, we can't do organized walks large scale. So we do it in regional or club clusters or clusters of 5, like in Singapore. We hold World Polio Day dinners, and now we're having, well, actually we changed this. It's no longer called a closing ceremony, because actually we felt that this is just the start of this whole thing, right? It's not an end, it's just a start. So we now have this summit tonight. And without further ado, let me pass my time over to my district governor, and let me introduce him now. None other than Raja Mohan Munisamy. Over to you, my district governor.
Thank you, Organizing Chair, Governor Nominee Joanne Kam. Fellow Rotarians, Rotractors, and friends in Rotary from home and abroad. Good evening, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world you are joining us from. On behalf of District 3310, my warmest greetings and heartfelt gratitude to all of you for taking time out of your weekends to be part of our 2020 Step Up to End Polio Summit in commemoration of World Polio Day. The theme for this year's World Polio Day is "A Win Against Polio is a Win for Global Health." We are very fortunate and honored today to have so many Rotary International and Rotary Foundation leaders visit our district virtually to share with us all that we need to know about End Polio now. It is also our privilege and honor to be graced with their presence during the World Polio Day. How fast 8 weeks have gone since the fundraising flag waved on 29th August. It is so heartwarming to see so many generous Rotarians supporting the fundraising efforts, coming forward to do good, and at the same time having fun doing it. The support for the Step Up to End Polio fundraising is overwhelming. This morning we celebrated and created awareness with our End Polio Walk in many regions. Thank you to the participants. We have also learned of many very enthusiastic participants going beyond the target number of steps of 250,000 and 500,000, with some even completing over 1 million steps, and one, I was told, has even crossed 2 million steps. Many of you have taken this challenge on your stride, and I'm sure you have broken personal records in the process. Even though our minds are mostly occupied with coronavirus these days, Rotary clubs from District 3310 and their members have never stopped supporting the efforts to eradicate polio year after year. This year is no exception, despite not being able to gather in person for large World Polio Day events to increase awareness of polio and raise funds for its eradication. Rotarians are adapting their events in clusters of small groups, conforming to social distancing, and connect online to maintain momentum in our fight to end. I would like to thank the District Polio Plus Committee, Subcommittee Chair DGN Joanne Kam and a hardworking team for the ingenious program, where it was possible to raise funds, create awareness, and at the same time, inculcate a healthy lifestyle. I hope many of you continue the current momentum in your exercise and weight loss regime beyond this fundraising initiative. It is funny how I turn out to be a beneficiary as the weight loss challenge program has improved my health, which I could not achieve in the last 10 years. Again, it has to be Rotary transforming my life. Our efforts in supporting polio eradication and raising funds for the polio fund should not stop today. I'm pleased to report that we have raised just over 60,000 US dollars and counting. It must be a continuous process until we eradicate polio and our children are safe. Our Rotary International President, Holger Kanak, said, let's continue our effort to end polio by donating to end polio now, and we must fulfill the promise that we made to the children of this world. Thank you for the continued effort in fulfilling that promise. We can do this with your help. There are a lot of you out there. A little goes a long way, and we can be closer to our goal of eradicating polio. Thank you. Over to you, Osi.
Thank you very much, District Governor Rajamohan Munisami. And next, let's move on. Next, I'd like to invite our past RI President, John F. Jerm. He is also the trustee chair-elect and the End Polio Now Countdown to History campaign committee chair. And he's going to speak with us on the new polio endgame strategy, 2019 to 23. Over to you, past RI President John. Let me share screen for you for your slide deck.
Thank you very much, Joanne, and it's a pleasure to be back with you again from having been here when we started this program back in August, as the governor said. So let me thank everybody for showing up today. Thank you for the hard work that you've done. And to get to the end game, we obviously have to understand where we started at. So I'd like to do a little bit of an overview of the current status of the global polio eradication effort and highlights the role that each of you personally play, because we could not achieve our goal to protect all of the children in the world from polio without your dedication, hard work, and help. But it's an exciting time. We've had some great successes recently in the eradication of polio, and we've also had a few setbacks, which we'll try to discuss a little bit with you. But we have to, while we've had successes, we have to think about the fact that, as the doctor said, we've got to continue to raise funds, because funds are necessary in order to accomplish what we need to do. We need to continue to advocate, talk to our fellow Rotarians and other people in our community. And we've also got to create awareness about what remains to be done before we reach our ultimate goal of a polio-free world. If we could have the first slide, please. When we started with polio, let's remember that we started, and look at all the red places that you have on this map. And it was in 1988. Over 1,000 cases of polio per day, 125 different countries. Now look at 2020. In 2020, look at the small red dot on the right-hand side of this global screen you have here. And we have two countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. And we have a total of 132 cases as of now. That's compared to last year at the same time, we had about 94 cases. So we are up as compared to where we were previously. And part of that has to do with the interruptions that we've had. We've had this interruption called COVID. COVID has affected all of us. Why you couldn't have your dinner, you had to go different ways in order to help bring advocacy and to talk to people about polio and make them aware of why we need to continue this program. So we have come a long way, and we think about all the work that we've had to do and what we still have left to do. We could have the next slide. But I want you to think about what we have done. Nearly 19 million people are walking or alive today due to your efforts, because you got involved back in 1985, actually back in 1982, when the World Health Alliance said, we're not going to partner with Rotary because you're a non-governmental organization, you don't have the funds, you're changing your leadership. But that didn't deter Rotary. Rotarians continued, raised $120 million in 1985-88. They got $247 million and have continued to raise funds and work toward our goal of the eradication of polio. We've reduced the polio cases by over 99.9%. 3 types of polio virus, types 1, 2, and 3. Types 2 and 3 have been certified eradicated. 5 of the 6 regions of the World Health Organization have been declared polio-free. Thanks to you. Thanks to all of your hard work and your efforts. There's only 2 countries, as I said, remaining. That's Afghanistan and Pakistan. And they're working extremely hard in order to eradicate polio from those 2 geographic countries. So next slide. As we said, it takes money. In Atlanta, Georgia, we had a pledging moment with Bill Gates there for $1.2 billion. Now we've had a pledging moment in 2019. Our chair-elect, Ravi Ravindran, was there, $2.6 billion. It takes $850 million US dollars, $850 million US dollars in order to eradicate polio. And think about the fact that when we talk about 850 million, $150 million of that comes from Rotary. 150 million comes from Rotary. And while the Gates does a 2-to-1 match, so if we do 50 million, we did 50.8 million last year, they get 100. But the only stipulation on 100 is that we split it to eradicate polio. The Gates Foundation do not tell us how to spend that money, where to spend that money. It's our money to spend to eradicate polio. So your work means an awful lot, because your $60,000 depends on whether it's DDF or it's cash or how it is. But just think about that, could end up being $360,000 toward our goal of eradicating polio. Fantastic work, and thank you very much for doing that. But it also shows you the trust and the confidence that our partner, the Gates Foundation, has in what we're doing. It's a fantastic partnership that we have. Well, one of the other, next slide, please. One of the great successes that we've had this year is that Africa kicks out wild polio virus. On August the 16th, 2020, Nigeria was declared polio-free. Now, Nigeria had gone almost 4 years without a case, but several years ago, they had gone 2.5 years, and all of a sudden that virus came back. It came back with a vengeance. So we had to start all over again. But now Nigeria is free. Well, Nigeria was the last country in Africa to get to be polio free. So on the 25th of August, the whole continent of Africa was polio free. The entire continent was declared polio free. 47 countries, thanks to you. And see that lady there putting those 2 little drops in that child's mouth? What a fantastic picture that is, because that child is now protected from polio. So next slide, please. What do we have to do to continue? Well, we have to continue to immunize up to 400 million children a year. 400 million that we do until we get that last case. Look at that little baby. Is there any reason that we should not be there to help her be sure that she is free? We have to fund hundreds of thousands of polio workers. We've got over 1 million polio workers that are out there working to help eradicate polio. We've had 179 workers killed delivering that vaccine. I can't understand that. Why so many people are against it, the radicals that are fighting to not protect the child's life. Look, we have to do our continued surveillance. If we think that polio can't affect us, look what happened with the COVID. It affected all of us around the world, didn't it? Polio is a plane ride away. We do surveillance in more than 70 countries around the world. Can we do the next slide, please? Well, I was going to show you a slide, and I don't know what happened to it, but it's a slide that shows the individuals. There we go. Technology sometimes doesn't work as fast as my mouth does. Look at the picture on the left. The picture on the left-hand corner is Luis Furman. He's from the last case in the Americas from Peru in 1991. If you go down the street, you got the Western Pacific region in Cambodia. Last case was in 1997 with Mom Chanti. Then we go up to the upper right, and you've got Milik Manas from Turkey, the last case in 1998 in Europe. So see, it's not been that many years ago that we were still fighting all over the world in this. Then a country that we thought would never get free is in Southeast Asia, in India, in 2011. And then look at what happens right in the center of the screen, in the 5th region from Africa, that was polio free in 2020. Thanks to you, these individuals are now walking, playing, going to school, and having a wonderful life, as every child should have. The bottom line is, next slide, please. The bottom line is we have to continue, and we have to remain focused on polio eradication. We've got to adapt ourselves to the challenges of the world. For example, in Pakistan, in 2018, Pakistan only had 12 cases. Next year, they had 147 cases, all because of individuals and false rumors that took place in that country. We have to be vigilant. This virus is resilient, but I say Rotarians are more resilient. Your support is as important now as it ever has been. We have to continue to work to reach every child out there so that they're all protected. We can only do that with your continued help. And that strategy that we have to end polio is to work, advocate, and fund. buy vaccine, pay those workers, do transportation, reach out to touch everybody. Thank you for letting me be with you today.
Thank you very much, past RI President and Trustee Chair-elect John Jerome. Let us now proceed to the next speaker. And the next speaker is none other than, actually, she's going to be my RI President in the year 2022-2023. And that's Jennifer E. Jones, Rotary International President nominee, Rotary Foundation trustee, and Polio Now Countdown to History Campaign Committee co-chair. And she's going to speak with us on polio immunization during the COVID-19 pandemic. Over to you, RIPN Jennifer.
Thank you, Joanne, and good evening to all of you in District 3310. It is an absolute joy to be here with you on World Polio Day. Happy World Polio Day. And what a great opportunity to thank you for your Step Up to End Polio Summit. I'm elated to hear the good news that you've already raised more than $60,000 US. That is brilliant. I'd like to say hello to one of our senior leader colleagues, Surgeon, who is on the call, Director Surgeon. Always a pleasure to see you, sir. And DG Rajamahan, thank you for having this event in your district on World Polio Day. And to all of the other leaders, protocols observed, I'm just delighted to be able to be here with all of you. And, you know, I love this whole Step Up to End Polio theme that you have going on. And during the few minutes that I have with you today, I want to talk with you about some of the good news things that we're doing. And I was quite candidly taken aback when Raja Mahan was talking about the number of steps some of your Rotarians have taken, up to 1 or 2 million steps. That's great. I have been walking along with you, and that's because I have my new End Polio Now running shoes, which are always fun to wear, and they get people asking you, what is polio? So that's always a very good thing. Anyway, I want to draw the connection, as Joanne outlined in the very beginning, between polio and COVID. And you know, while we have gone into this pandemic and it has been devastating in all corners of our world, there's always some silver linings, some things that have come out of this that have that give us the opportunity to perhaps maybe think a little bit on the good side of life. And I think right now we need some good news. So let me take you back to March, when all of us collectively across the world, every man, woman, and child, we all went into lockdown. And I like to say at that time that when the world stepped down, we stepped up. We didn't need to tell Rotarians to go be people of action. They already were. And so Rotarians in your part of the world, in my part of the world, in every part of the world, understood that we needed to be able to help people on the front line. And so we went to work, busy raising money and collecting funds for personal protective equipment, for ventilators. Sorry, the word eluded me. It's early. Ventilators. And then food scarcity is something that, you know, obviously we've been dealing with in all corners of our world. But, you know, at that point in time, when we went into lockdown, we activated more than ever our Rotary Disaster Response Fund. And that fund, we were able, through the trustees, to approve over the course of a couple of weeks, $3 million that went into that disaster relief fund. And those funds went out within a matter of days. We responded lightning fast and got those into the hands of Rotarians, because we know that they needed to get to the front line. And who's better to do that than Rotarians? And so over the time that we have been enacting the Disaster Response Fund to help alleviate different COVID concerns, we have been able to put through the Rotary Foundation more than $29 million in global grants and disaster response grants. As a matter of fact, 335 global grants and 313 disaster grants. And this is something, again, that I think is worth celebrating, that we are people of action and that we're making sure that we are taking care of people in every corner of our world. So I salute all of you, because while that's 29 million that went through the Rotary Foundation, let's be candid. That probably represents hundreds of millions that clubs and districts just did straight away that didn't even go through the Rotary Foundation. And so we've been such a force in our world right now at a time when the world needs us to be able to help. And one of the other things that we've done so well is make sure that we're reaching out and supporting people in our Rotary clubs, in our family, in our communities, because we know that they need to make sure that they're isolated and that we're all in this together, waiting for a vaccine so that we can all get back together in person, so we can have bigger dinners than the one that that Henry's having, that I saw earlier on in the call with I know up to 5 people can be at the table. Won't it be nice when we all get to be back together again in person? So, you know, one of the things that happened at the time that we went into this lockdown was that our polio immunizations had to be put on hold. And that, you know, was quite understandable, but it was also something that, you know, we didn't want to see happen. When we were making great progress, we had just met with the president of Pakistan, and they had put their Imran Khan and the generals there had put all of their support behind making sure that we could cross the finish line. And then this happened. But one of the most miraculous things also happened. We have, as John told you, the polio infrastructure that Rotary helped create with our partners around the world in more than 70 countries. And we were able to get those million polio workers to pivot into becoming COVID workers. And so they were able to go out and continue with contact tracing and surveillance, and not only for COVID, but for polio too. So our efforts really didn't slow down in that regard. And then in July, we were able to pick back up with immunizations again. And we know that we have 2 endemic countries remaining, Pakistan and Afghanistan, and we know that we can do it. We know we can cross the finish line. It's not going to be easy. We know that. And John's already outlined some of the numbers, the Herculean numbers of children that we need to be able to immunize and the dollars that we need to raise. But you know what? At every incremental step of what we do, we see additional victories. That celebration in August of Nigeria, and therefore the African continent becoming polio free, we have to tell our friends and neighbors about that if they haven't already heard of it, and how Rotary has led the way. Now, one of the celebratory notes out of Africa that happened just recently in recognition of them becoming wild polio free was that one of our Rotarians there, Dr. Tunji Funsho, was named one of Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world. What an incredible achievement that Rotary, and through Tunji's efforts, Dr. Tunji's efforts, that we were recognized on a global platform like that. We often say that sometimes we don't receive the kind of media recognition that WHO or the Gates Foundation receives. But you know what? This year we did. This year we received more top tier media recognition because of this than probably any other time in our history. We're building momentum towards crossing that finish line. So one of the things that I wanted to be able to say to you today is thank you, because you're walking, you're raising funds, you're taking care of communities. And because of that, your leadership is going to help us keep our promise to the children of the world. Right now, we know we need to keep our foot on the pedal, foot on the gas, and we know that we're going to be able to celebrate collectively sometime in the very near future. So enjoy the rest of World Polio Day with your fellow members, your family, and even though it's virtually, it has been an absolute delight, a privilege, and an honor to be able to spend this time with you. Thank you for your efforts, and thank you for being leaders in our organization.
Thank you very much, Rotary International President nominee Jennifer Jones. It's a delight to have you with us. Next, we'd like to invite our Rotary International Director, Surgeon Liu, and he will be sharing with us. We are this close to ending polio. Director Surgeon, over to you.
Okay. Today's moderator, District Governor nominee John, Pastor RI, President, and also the Rotary Foundation Chair-elect John June, and my mentor, RI President nominee Jennifer Jones, my fellow Rotarians. Tonight, I would like to share this close to end polio. It is always difficult to end polio in the final step. The promotion to finding a way to end polio is a worldwide activity. We are in Taiwan, not holding the activity to end polio. We had held the bicycle riding around the island. We had the music recital in the city hall. We have tried hard to raise the money for the polio. Every year, we urge the 12 district governors to donate 20% DDF to end polio. We have received great contribution from the club. These are the great achievements in our country. Polio is a disease that can be eradicated from the world. It is the objective of Rotary. We have started the motion from 1985 until today. We have contributed so much effort in money and volunteer work to do the vaccine for the children. We have received so much success in the world. There are only two countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan, still have polio cases. We need to work hard for the final step to end polio. October 24th is the World Polio Day for the Rotarian. We have everywhere in the world to bring the activity of ending polio to the general public. This has been a Rotarian celebration for the eradication of polio. We are in Taiwan. We have many clubs holding all kinds of activity on this day to call for ending polio. We have written the activity on the monthly Rotary magazine and on the governor's monthly report. We have tried to raise the fund from the Rotarians and the general public to end polio. Eradication of polio is a tough job to the Rotary. We have made the decision to finish the final race. We have determined to end polio by the Rotary, to let one know the efforts of Rotary. Rotary is a service organization. We do the service and do the good in the world. We want to let the world understand that an organization with great vision can do the great thing to the world. Let us all work together to end polio. This is benefit to the children in the world and to all the mankind. Thank you very much. 各位福伦社友今天我们在这里呢讨论小儿麻痹的问题。我们希望 end polio 马上就会实现，也希望大家不要掉以轻心。我们要如何来积极杜绝小儿麻痹的卷土重来？我们从小孩子开始，2岁、4岁、6岁到18个月及小学1年级都要继续接受5剂的小儿麻痹的接种。谢谢大家，谢谢大家，晚安。
Thank you very much, our Director Surgeon. Thank you for being with us this evening. Next, I'd like to invite our past RI Director, Robert Hall, And Robert is actually the past Rotary International Director, and he's also the End Polio Now Countdown to History Campaign Committee Vice Chair. And he's going to speak about World Polio Day, one day, one focus, ending polio. Over to you, Pastoral Director Robert.
Thank you very much, Joanne. I appreciate being invited today. And DG Raja Mahan, thank you very much for including me on a terrific panel you have assembled. Now, I'm going to show this slide because every time I speak about this, polio, the foundation, anything, I just think this is important to remind ourselves, this is it. We are staying the course. It will not change. And Jennifer Jones and I were on a Zoom the other day, and somebody said, what's the next project? That asked Jennifer. There is no next project next. This is our project. You know, some people say they're so fatigued to raise the money, but children are dying. This is our #1 project and will always be. So I just think that's important to remind ourselves. The next chart, I think you can see I create my own charts if you look at the next chart. And John, of course, has people do his. I mean, his are beautiful. But he covered a lot of this. I guess we get information that's very similar. But let me just point out 3 things on this chart. Number one, it began in 1979 in the Philippines. And I guess the Zoom that Jennifer and I were on, along with Mike McGovern, was in the Philippines with the 10 districts in Zone 10A. And Matt Capras, we certainly celebrated him as a great Rotary International president from the Philippines. And this is their legacy. But you know what? If you and I are in this together, and remember it's our #1 project, and work to create awareness and raise money, it is our legacy too. So I think it's important to remember it's been a long time. We're staying the course. We're not giving up. It's our legacy. A couple of things I'd just like to point out on here that the thing that Jennifer talked about, and John Jerem covered a lot of information on here, but I visited the CDC with President Gary Wong a number of years ago, and when the Ebola was breaking out. And this chart talks about Ebola and COVID-19. And we were thanking the director of the Communication Disease Center for all their help and with Rotary and our other partners in trying to eradicate polio. And we said, what can we do to help you? And he said, this Ebola is a real big problem. And he said, let me just tell you, there are Rotarians everywhere. It could be Singapore, it could be the Philippines, it could be the United States, Canada, have influence with the governments. And this is true in Pakistan and how we're trying significantly in Tunji, Dr. Tunji, in Africa, Rotarians have influence and we can help mobilize people. We can help with our disease prevention, fighting other diseases, using the resources we have, the infrastructure we have. I think this is important for people to know that we have it and we can look at other diseases and use our infrastructure and resources, like John Jerem said, to stop polio house-to-house visits for 3 weeks and do something about COVID-19. The last item on this, I think the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, John told you in 2017, they upped for 3 years at the Rotary Convention here in Atlanta, and now they've upped again for another 3 years. So not only are Rotarians given $50 million a year personally, but the Bill and Melinda Gates gives $100 million a year with us. So I think all of these things are important as we look and see where are we today. Now the next chart is what I think it's all about when we look at October 24th. And this next chart, if you'll put it up, talks about a few things, but it does say this is our, no, not that chart, go back one if you would. This is our day. And, you know, and I say, I laugh that today is my wife's birthday. I mean, I don't know why they picked October 24th for World Polio Day, but it's her birthday. But I do know why they picked October 24th, and you probably do too. that October 24th is Jonas Salk's birthday. And in 1955, he developed the first polio vaccine. But as you and I know, in 1961, that Albert Staben developed the first oral polio vaccine, which we've been utilizing since that time, going house to house all over the world. That's the reason this is our day. And we will do over 5,000 club and district events like this one to try to raise awareness and raise funds for polio. You know, if you're 50 years and under, you probably don't even know what polio is. And you can look at your kids or grandkids, or they probably don't know what polio is. But we want to eradicate it for them. We want no child in the world to ever have polio. So when I look at the next chart, this says we are Rotary. This says we will end polio. And I don't know why you're passionate about ending polio, besides it's Rotary's #1 project. But my wife and I went to India one time, and some of you have been on National Immunization Day trips. When you see somebody crawling, when you see somebody on crutches, when you see somebody, a child that can't play basketball, when you see a child that can't run, it personally hits you. And you know this is why we cannot give up. This is our gift to the children of the world. We are Rotary. We will end polio. And your step up to end polio 2 months ago, August 28th, is culminating today in a great celebration that I know that Joanne's going to talk about right now. So thank you for having me with you. Thank you for the 60,000 that you've raised, and I hope you've become a little healthier while you've done it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Past RI Director Robert, for being with us early morning, your time. And next, we're going to have RI, next, we're going to call upon Past District Governor Michael Yee. And Michael is actually very familiar to everyone here in Rotary District 3310. And for Michael, he's going to talk today and present to us on our 2019-2020 fundraising report for Polio Plus. Over to you, Past District Governor Michael. Let me just add on a little bit before Michael speaks. PDG Michael is our Assistant Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator for Region 12, and he was also our 2019-2020 District Rotary Foundation Chair. Michael.
Michael, we can hear you now.
You know, okay, because I was trying to signal to you that I was muted. So, okay, so I finally got your attention. Thank you. All right, okay. Now let me share my screen. Hold on. All right, you can see my screen?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay, great. First of all, I would like to acknowledge my RI president. I was governor in 2016-17. My RI president was President John Jem. Hi, President John Jem. All right. So now, okay, I was the District Rotary Foundation Chair last year for the district, and this year I'm the ARFC. So now I want to use the opportunity to report on what we achieved last year in our foundation fundraising. Right, this is our report for last year, a brief report. So for last year, our total foundation giving, we raised 1.4 million, and this is our district record. Okay, our last record was 1.03 million in 2013 to 14. So this one is our last. So this is our record for our district. And the annual fund, we achieved 772,000, and the annual fund per capita is 368. And our polio fund, we raised 102,595, 102,595, and we are the top in Region 12 for polio plus fundraising. Okay, the endowment fund, we raised 405,000, and other funds 139,000. Okay. And the annual fund top 10 per capita clubs, Garden City, which is my club, per capita 7530 is also our club and district record. Then Queenstown Club 712 and Bandar Sri Begawan, this is the club of our Governor Jeff Yong last year, 627. And these clubs achieved 100% foundation giving. Bugis Junction, Changi, Kinabalu Sutra, Pandan Valley, and Suntec City. And Pandan Valley is the club of our current Governor, DG Raja Mohan Munisami. And these are the 100% EREY clubs, every Rotarian every year, again, not in order of merit. Bugis Junction, Changi, Pandan Valley, and Suntec City. As I mentioned, Pandan Valley is a club of our DG Raja Mohan Munisami, and Suntec City is the club of our DGN Joanne Kam, the organizing chair for this event. Our major donor Arch Club Society and Bequest Society report. Last year we have major donor level 1, 13, level 2, 6, level 3, level 2, level 4, level 1. Arch Club Society Trustee Circle, there was 1. And this one is our DG last year, Jeff Yong. And then our Arch Club Society Chair Circle 1 is from my club, Dolphin Yang and her husband, Hunda Yang. Now, these are the list of names of those who achieved level 1 last year. Right, you can see from 13 members. And then level 2, 6 of them. Level 3, 2 of them. Level 4, there was 1 from Queenstown. And here, Arch Club Trustee Circle 1, Jeff Yong, and his wife Patty, who is also a member of Bandar Sri Begawan. He was our DG last year. And then our Chair Circle from my club, Garden City, Dolphin Yang and Hongda Yang. Okay. Incidentally, Dolphin Yang is the daughter. Is a daughter of Dato Tan Hien Sin, who is a Foundation Circle Arch Club member, right? They gave more than 500,000 last year to Polio Plus, to Endowment Fund, to Foundation, to Annual Fund, to Endowment Fund, to practically all the funds that is available for donation. Right, so this is our cumulative total of major donors. Up until last year, major donor level 1 we have 140, level 2 we have 23, level 3 we have 6, level 4 we have 3. Trustee Circle Arch Club Society, there are 2. Arch Club Society Chair Circle, there are 3. And Arch Club Society Foundation Circle, that's 1. Bequest Society level 2, that's 1. Right? So we have a total of 178 major donor or AKS members. Right. So we hope that this year, more Rotarians will continue to give because of the matching by the by the Gates Foundation, we can make our money work 3 times as hard. For every dollar you give, the Gates Foundation will match you $2, right? And so this will give you an you can see from here, every $75 will allow for 150 bags for volunteers, 75 vaccine carriers, or 600 purple finger carriers, markers, right? So we hope that our Rotarians will continue to give, but in our district, we have traditionally given the Polio Plus a very strong support, and I'm sure this year they will continue. Our district will continue to do well again for the foundation, right? So this is just to say to thank you for the $60,000 raised so far. I'm sure by next year we will raise even more for polio, for the polio fund. Thank you. Over to you, Joanne.
Thank you very much, PDG Michael. And next segment, I'm going to chair a session whereby it's not just us speaking. I'm going to invite various Rotarians from around our district to share the experience and to share the views about polio fundraising, about eradicating polio. And this will come from various parts of our district. So you do not want to hear from me, you want to hear from the rest. But before I start inviting each of them, I'd like to just give a very short report on what we have achieved through this period. And we have with me in this Zoom room members of the committee, I'm out. Are you sure? Apologies, there's some technical issue. My Zoom is crashing on me, so I'm getting somebody else to share the slide deck. It's okay. Without delaying anybody, let me first invite our Step Up to End Polio Regional Chair for South Johor and Malacca, Assistant Governor Chandran Pillai. Chandran, are you there? Over to you. Chandran, yeah.
Chandran, please unmute yourself. Thank you. We still can't hear you. Chandran, we can't hear you, sorry.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. The host has to unmute me just now. My name is Chandran Pillai. I'm Regional Chair for Johor for the End Polio campaign. I would like to thank all my South Johor Rotarians for their continued support. This morning, we had a 3-kilometer walk in one of the park. I had to limit it to 50% only. Because anything more than that, I will require police permit and council permit and health directives and all that. So we did, but we followed the SOP. Rotarians came in at 8 a.m. this morning. We walked about 3 kilometers. We had breakfast sponsored by Mary Brown, courtesy of President Freddie Lee from RRC Johor Bahru. That was his contact. And we had a very good event. We are still raising money. I have a lot of pledges from South Johor, so there will be more money coming into the polio fund in days to come. We want to do it again in following years, but on a larger scale. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, AG Chandran. And next, I'd like to invite AG Chang Yun Ken, and he will be representing the North Johor and the Mandarin clubs. Ken, over to you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, hello, good evenings. Okay, now I want to present some of the report and news for Northern Johor and Mandarin speaking clubs. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, first, Rotary Club of Panta Penggaram, Mandarin have organized their Step Up to End Polio project. Here is the slide. This picture during flag off. The project. And they managed to raise USD 1,330 and more funds coming in. Okay, second, Rotary Club of Batu Pahat plan to organize Jumba 2.0 and polio project on next year, target March or April. Their target participants for the project is 1,100 participants for the project to raise funds. Many Mandarin speaking club will join Rotary Club of Batu Pahat for the projects. Like Rotary Club of Tangkak Ledang, Rotary Club of Yongping, Rotary Club of Skamat, Rotary Club of Mersing, Rotary Club of Pasir Kutang Mandarin, and Rotary Club of Kota Tinggi. They all wish to join Batu Pahat for the project. Thank you. This is my report. The news.
Thank you very much, AG Ken. Next, I'd like to invite Brunei. Brunei, are you there? The club secretary, Kevin On. Kevin.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much. Let me put on my slide first.
Our district is actually very interesting. We have Singapore, Malaysia, and Brunei, so it cuts across 3 countries. That's why.
Okay, I cannot share my slide. Okay, I'm going to start myself. So thank you so much, DJ and Joanne, for the invite. So good evening and good morning to all Rotarians, wherever you are. My name is Kevin On. I'm the Secretary of RC Bandar Seri Begawan. So on behalf of President Clement, I would like to deliver the following message personally by him. So Rotary Club of Bandar Begawan has supported the Step Up to End Polio Challenge by encouraging our members to participate in this. So what we did was the members, we went for a hiking trip to for this event. So this is indeed a wonderful way to raise funds to end polio in this difficult time of COVID-19 pandemic. So from President's message that we wish everyone to stay safe and healthy and continue to strive to eradicate polio worldwide. So thank you so much and good rest.
Thank you, Kevin, for the report on Brunei.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite Sabah from East Malaysia, and we have Datin Betty Hugh. Datin Betty. I will unmute you.
Greetings from Ciao, Sabah. Step Up to End Polio event. Flag off venue for Region Sabah was Tawau. It was done simultaneously with Singapore via Zoom on 29th August. Out of 14 clubs in Region Sabah, 8 clubs took part in the event. Total fund raised is approximate USD 9,000 from Sabah region. There are 2 Rotarians in Region Sabah whom have crossed 1 million steps in the 8-week steps challenge. Well done, immediate past President Francis and Rotary Chong Wei from RC Tawau. For the 3 kg weight loss challenge, 3 Rotarians from RC of Tawau lost the most weight in 8 weeks. Rotarian Liu Mei Yi, Rotarian Chin Mei Lin, and Rotarian Lim San Yi. For the 6 kg weight loss challenge, only 1 Rotarian, Suwati Agus from RC Kinabalu Sutra, successfully met for target in 8 weeks. Well done. Before the semi-lockdown imposed on Sabah, RC Tower has organized a small group walk for members. Some Rotarian RC Kinabalu Sutra members did go out to their walk outdoors as well. Today, World Polio Day, RC of Tawau has done a good publicity for Step Up to End Polio event. Thank you, RC Tawau. Sabah has been in a semi-lockdown since 29 September. Thanks to District 3310 Polio Pass Chair, DGN Joanne Kam, for coming up with such a brilliant idea for the event. There's nothing much we could do outdoors in Region Sabah, but at least we could contribute that little effort to Polio Plus while staying home. Thank you to all Rotarians and friends in Region Sabah for supporting Step Up to End Polio. Thank you.
Thank you, Datin Betty. And next, we have the Sarawak Region. Joanna Ting, are you there? PP Joanna Ting, are you ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Let me share screen, yeah? Okay, good evening and a good day to all Rotarians from all around the world. All right, this is my brief report from the East Malaysia Sarawak region. And I'm very proud to announce over 1 million steps for the Steps Challenge to End Polio. And we even have one who achieved more than 2 million, which is PP Frankie Ong, and followed by IPP Leonard Sia, very close to 2 million, 1.8 million, as you all can see here. And I'm actually very happy in this Steps Challenge here in Sarawak that all the spouses are also very supportive and they also took part. And for this 1 million achiever, we have 2 spouses from the Rotary Club of Cochin Central members, Madam Law Siu Fong and also Delwin Chung. And in fact, they actually walked more than their husbands. And PP Leslie Puan as well, I would like to highlight, especially President Won Cheng Yi, who is the president of Cochin Central, Rotary Club of Cochin Central, who achieved 1 million steps in, I heard, very short time as well. And also Rotarian Matthew Liu. Okay, and we had about 50 participants who took part around Sarawak region in this step challenge, both 250,000 and 500,000 steps. And I'm from the Rotary Club of Kuching, which is the oldest club in Borneo, chartered since year 1936. And we also have the oldest participant of age 91 years old, past president, Mr. Chan Woon Pen, who also joined this step challenge, and he achieved as well the 250,000 steps. Moving on to the weight loss challenge, we have three highest weight losers here. And the first one will be PP Muhammad Zifon from Rotary Club of Kuching, who lost 8.8 kilo, followed by President Won Cheng Yi, who lost 8.1 kilo. And I would like to highlight here as well, our past president, Ng Yao Hua, who lost 7 kilo throughout this 8 weeks challenge. And the journey of steps challenge, where I'm very glad that all clubs in Kuching here, we have come together. Rotary Club of Kuching Central, Rotary Club of Kuching, and also Chinese-speaking Rotary Club of Kuching South, and the new club, Rotary Club of Kuching Unity City, where you can see we also had ride, cycling, and as well as walks on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And from baby till Mr. Chan here, 91 years old, and spouses as well, like I said, supportive spouses. And indeed, followed by our breakfast and dinner fellowships, which we foster better relationships, although this is during pandemic. As you can see here from Rotary Club of Kuching Central, after their walk on Sundays, and also here, breakfast, and also dinner, seafood dinners hosted. So I'm very glad that we've achieved all the Rotary visions for this Steps Challenge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joanna. And I'd like to now invite, before I invite Singapore to share the report. Actually, I have a special guest with us, and let me see whether he's already online. Mr. Lo Kwok Chow, are you already online? Lo Kwok Chow 先生，你在线上了吗？ Lo Kwok Chow, let me see whether he's online. Ah, yes, I found him. Wait a minute. He's a very special guest this evening. I'd like to actually give him some airtime first. Mr. Lo is a polio victim. Started from as young as below 1 year old. You can unmute yourself, Mr. Lo.
Yes,
You're already
okay.
unmuted.
Yeah,
so let me introduce you first. Mr. Lo is not somewhere far away, in some far distant country. He's right here with us in Rotary District 3310 in Tawau, Sabah, East Malaysia. And he suffered from polio since below 1 year old. You are now about 60 years old.
Yes.
And he is actually very strong. He survived, and he is also one of our Steps Challenge participants. I'd like to invite him to share with us and hear direct from the mouth how it is like and how he survived this whole thing through and coming up very strong. Over to you, Mr. Lo.
Yes, thanks, Joanne. Hi, everyone. I'm Lo Kwok Chow from Tawau. I'm a polio victim. I was not even 1 year old when I contracted the polio virus. Life was never easy for me, especially when I was in my 20s. I had variety complex stem. Over time, I learned to accept my asperity, their disability. Today, I live my life with a positive attitude. I came to know about Rotary and polio now when I was invited by a Rotarian to join End Polio walk in 2017. This year, when I heard about Step Up to End Polio Step Challenge from President Sophia, I told her I wanted to take part in this event. I felt very proud that I assist my steps in the 250,000 step challenge in 8 weeks. I'm happy to know Rotary is taking steps to eradicate polio. As a polio victim myself, I hope I could help to spread the awareness of polio to as many people as possible. And I hope to inspire more Rotarians to do more for polio. Thank you to Rotary to giving me the opportunity to speak to you all here. Thanks. Back to John.
Next, we'd like to invite our district road track representative, Chiu Taiwan. Taiwan, are you there? So in this Step Out to End Polio, not only are we involving Rotarians and family, we are also involving our road tractors. So we have now DRR Chiu Taiwan to share with us.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. Yeah, so a very good evening to all Rotarians, Rotary actors, and friends from all around the world. So thank you for giving me a chance to share my experience. So first of all, I'd like to share that I'm very happy to be part of this collective action, and I'm so amazed and I'm so inspired to see this collective action that's taken by Rotarians for polio. So when I first started off this project, I was thinking, I think 250 steps is still achievable, 500,000 is still achievable. So I thought it should be, quite easy fit for me, especially as a youth itself. But when I started my journey, I realized, wow, it really needs a lot of dedication and commitment, to achieve that numbers, especially when we are actually working long hours and, other commitments that have taken place in life. So I realized that, wow, so many Rotarians who actually managed to achieve this feat, they really dedicated their time, to just for this social cause of polio, and I think that that's so inspiring and so amazing, and to even see Rotarians going beyond the targeted their initial targeted steps, going even 1 million or even 2 millions, checking in so many steps at a time. I find it incredible, really very incredible, and it's very encouraging to see Rotarians contributing not just financially but even excelling through action itself. So I can even see that Rotarians, they are so much active, even more active than Rotary actors itself. And I feel that personally as a Rotary actor, we can do so much more. So I think what this Step Up challenge has shown is that when everybody, right, or anybody actually gets together as a group, we can get things done. But to think that what could be next, is even more hopeful. So we hope that in this future years to come, Rotary can further learn from Rotarians in becoming better people of action in the journey of ending polio. So I think we are now trying to do what we can. So in fact, Rotary 2310 will be conducting an End Polio webinar next week. And this is an initiative together with District 2300, 3410, and 3810. So we hope that we will be able to see you all there as well for this webinar. And we just hope that we can do as much as we can individually as well as collectively. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, DRR Taiwan. Next, we'd like to invite our Singapore Regional Chair, Assistant Governor Jonah Pang, to report on the Singapore region.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. And this is Jonah reporting for the Singapore region. First, I'd like to thank all clubs in the Singapore region for helping and contributing your time and resources in this Step Up to End Polio project. And today, World Polio Day, we have so many clubs as usual over the weekends, the past 8 weeks since the launch. Been walking around in Singapore, different places, and I'd like to just show. Oh, all right. Okay, right. For this project, interesting to see in the steps, especially in the steps group, that they have brought us to so many places that I think on our own we couldn't make it. The Rotarians are all very excitedly taking good pictures of places, nature, parks, even animals like sea otters and monitor lizards, and they are all coming out in nature in this period of lockdown. That was very interesting to see. And also the festival, like the Moon Festival, Moonlight Festival, Mooncake Festival, and the Lighting Up Festival of nature, people, and animals around in Singapore, taken up by the Rotarians. And we noticed the photographs are very well taken. And for today, happening all over the island, we have places like Pongo clubs, Heartlands is there. And for Bishan, the E Club, Pandan Valleys, Rotarians are there. And plus Sentosa's clubs, I believe. Macritchie, Singapore West is there. And for Queenstown, in Jurong Lake Gardens, we saw Rotarians from Queenstown, from Singapore North, Suntec City, as well as Singapore clubs, and also Tanjong Pagar. I'm sure there are some other clubs who may not have reported where they are, and they are all over in Singapore. So we are very happy to see Rotarians taking this World Polio Day out in the nature. RC Tangling also. As well as RC Tangling, yes. Now, with that, I'd like to report on the weight loss category for 3 kilogram. First, we have Matthew Yong. Even though he had some injuries in somewhere through the process, but he still managed to 3.4. And second is myself, yours truly, and I can assure you it's not easy to lose weight because I hit my target and I put it back twice, hit target twice. And the third was PP Eric Schneider from Queenstown.
This is only Singapore.
This is for Singapore, yes, correct. And PP Eric also took part in both the steps and the weight. And for the 6 kilogram weight loss category, we have President Nelson from Rotary Club of Raffles City. And he's pretty quiet. He'll be raring his club members to support him. And I believe Raffles City is one of the highest in terms of supporting the program, in terms of donation and stuff. Well, he did the 6.9, and that's fantastic. And number 2 is our own District Governor, Raja Mohan Muisami from Pandan Valley. And I'm sure he's also very happy with his results. In fact, we heard that he's so happy that his health is getting better from this exercise. And it seems like the healthier we are, we can serve more, isn't it, with everybody. The 8 kilogram category, we have President Sanford Chi from Rotary Club of Queenstown. And he persists all the way throughout. And we are very happy that he also lose some weight, even though, of course, it's not easy to hit 8 kilogram, right? Like what Tawa Club did. Okay. No, not Tawa, sorry, mistake. Okay. For the steps category, 250,000. The winner or the top one is actually AG Richard Ong from E Club of 1.2 million steps. Singapore Heartlands, 700,000 steps. And third is President Linda Tien from Rotary Club of Tanjong Pagar. For the 500,000 steps category, we have President Heinrich Graf from Rotary Club of Marina City on 1.33 million, please.
Hi, a very good day to all fellow Rotarians and Rotaractors. I'm Christopher from the Rotaract Club of IT College Central, with our sponsor being the Rotary Club of Singapore North. Over the span of this challenge, which was the 250,000 steps challenge that I partake in, I have become generally more active, less lazy, and have begun actively challenging myself through my own personal set goals and targets that I want to achieve at the end of every week. As a relatively inactive person, I probably wouldn't have stepped out of my own room if not for this challenge, which enabled me to step out of my comfort zone and rediscover my motivation to lead an active and healthy lifestyle. The challenge has provided me with the basis to walk at least 10 to 15,000 steps at least twice or thrice a week. And one of the activities that I have attempted to make personal habit was to walk at least 10 km a day from where I stay in Clementi to the Singapore River. It was not an easy feat, especially for someone obese like me, but once I have gotten the hang of it, it was truly satisfying and captivating at the end of every walk. With that, I conclude my time and thank you for your kind attention.
Bring this over back to Joanne. Thank you, Christopher. I'd like now to invite William, Rotary William, to do your share, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. When you first asked me to share on takeaways, I was thinking there's so many takeaways. How do I condense this? But I'd like to share with you just the three key takeaways that I've experienced through participating in this event. And first of all, congratulations to Joanne and your committee for organizing this wonderful Step Up to End Polio event. It was a great experience, and congratulations. The first thing that I've experienced is that the participation has been astounding. From all Rotarians, Rotaractors in our district, it's been so enthusiastic. I'm sure this augurs well for the future of Rotary in our district. So congratulations to all who took part in both the walk and the weight categories. It's easier to walk than to lose weight. And thanks to all who donated generously as well, because we are mindful that in this particular COVID situation, cash in the pocket is king. And to ask people to part with cash for end polio, something which someone has said that if you're younger than 50, you probably don't know anything about, is a bit difficult. So thank you to all the donors that have been so generous in giving towards the End Polio Fund. The other takeaway that I've experienced personally, and I hope it is so as well for the other walkers, is the appreciation of homeland, of Singapore. And I hope of Sabah, of Sarawak, of East Malaysia, of Johor, and of Singapore. I've been living here for 72 years, and I've discovered things that I never knew existed just because I've been walking around. And I found that the best way to see and learn about a country and even your own homeland is to walk about and take your time and to experience. I've discovered the beauty of our parks. Sometimes we are so dismissive of our own parks, but I've discovered the beauty of our parks and the serenity that can be found if you take time to just look. I've been going overseas to look for sunrises and sunsets and discovered that some of the best sunrise and sunsets are right here at home. And I found sculptures like the lone tree in Jurong Lake Garden, which looks like a tree, but it's actually made of metal steel rods. You should go and see it. It's quite a marvelous sculpture. And there's also now a Jurassic Park at the Changi Airport, where if you're lucky enough, you might even get to pick up a free golf ball. And there's also encounters with our wildlife. I never knew we had so much wildlife in Singapore. There are wild boars, which I found out actually come into the garden of the condo where I stay. The monitor lizards that I encounter almost on a daily basis. I'm thinking of giving some of them names so that I can recognize them. There are monkeys and there's snakes and there's wild chickens running all over the place. And of course, there are our beloved otters They even go into our main city streets. With all this around, we actually don't need to go to the zoo. The zoo is right there in our backyard. And the third takeaway, of course, is our people and our culture. Singapore, as most of you know, is multicultural, multi-religious, and it's been so interesting to walk in the different areas like Arab Street, like Chinatown, like Geylang Serai, Little India, Joo Chiat, just to see how everybody lives, how Singaporeans of different races and religions and cultures live, how the different foods are prepared and what they serve to eat. It's also marvelous to discover all of a sudden just because you're walking. And I just thought that peace comes when we understand and respect one another's culture and beliefs. And this project has possibly brought us closer as a community, closer as a peoples, to appreciate one another and to live in peace and in harmony. And I surely hope that this will be a project that will be continued in the years to come, develop more and more as we continue in our Rotary ideals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, PB William, for that inspiring share. And I'm sure all of us benefited from listening to you. Repeat. All right, sorry for that. Thank you, PB William, for that inspiring share, and I'm sure all of us have been inspired by your message. And like with that, I'd like to now invite President Dinesh from Rotary Club of Singapore to give your share. Just a quick share. Thank you. President Dinesh, please.
Thank you, Jonah. AG Jonah Pang, and I'm Dinesh, President of Rotary Club of Singapore, the club with the history of 90 years, largest and oldest club in the district 3310. I've been given 1.5 minutes. Let me just, but I'll share my screen.
Share screen.
Right. The end step of polio challenge started under the outstanding leadership of Joanna. Thank you very much, and also our AG Jonah. The donation we collected by the Rotary Club of Singapore stands today at $11,773. All our members have very actively participated and in this contribution, and I thank everybody. We had a target of $10,000 and achieved more than that. We had a very enthusiastic participation from all our members. At least I would say about 40 very actively participated. And you can see that our past president Lipke crossed 1 million steps, and 2 of our other members are very close to that. And the participants gather every Sunday morning in the group of maximum 5. Just a moment. Sorry. Okay. I just want to. Yeah. So group of 5, and we maintained the distancing, and it was wonderful experience going through different parks on every Sunday. And these are some of the pictures that we had. just a, yeah. We also, in these walks, we also invited number of prospective members on the walk, and to create, to show them, and they could feel the awareness and the Rotary and our involvement in the global eradication of the polio. This event promoting healthy practices was cheered by all our club members. Fellowship breakfast after the walk were perfect for much needed physical interaction among members, which has become a rarity in these difficult times of COVID-19. For this, I would also like to thank our Rotarian Adnan, who is present here and who really did the outstanding work in organizing this successful event. And I just give you a few pictures of our trips or walk. Sorry. Yeah. So these are the members enjoying these walks, these healthy walks, I should say, and some of us were calling them jolly walks. You could see at and this is ended up in the breakfast, collective breakfast. And with that, I would like to close my presentation. And only thing is that we have decided to continue these walk even after the end of the step up program, and we will have it on every Sunday because our members are very much interested. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, President Dinesh, for that report, interesting, inspiring report. And now I'd like to over to Joanne, please.
Thank you very much, Singapore Regional Chair Jonah, and all who have done your sharing. Step Up to End Polio is not just about fundraising. There's fundraising involved. There's family bonding. There's engagement of members. There is new member attraction. In fact, for my club, Rotary Club of Suntec City, we have actually a prospective member who has already applied for a new membership with our club. So there are actually a lot of things surrounding this Step Up to End Polio program. And without further ado, we are now going to announce results for this program, this 8-week challenge. And first, I'd like to announce, Jonah, can you show the club ranking chart right now, donations. Now, this is not the end. This is only the beginning. Right, this is only the beginning. And please show your ranking chart. Thank you. Share screen, yes. Can all see what's on screen right now? Are you able to see?
No, we are not seeing anything.
You're not sharing. You're not sharing. You're not sharing.
No, no sharing yet. Yeah, we can see now.
This is interim result. Interim result. We have started launching this in August. It's now almost the end of October, not the end yet. So this is data as of 22nd October. Pandan Valley crossed 10,000. In fact, Singapore would have crossed 10,000 as well. So it's a matter of the money being put in and being reflected on the report. So we have 2 clubs that have exceeded $10,000. You are neck to neck competing with each other for the top position right now. And third position is Kinabalu Sutra. And that's the home club of Datin Betty from Sabah. And the 4th to 10th positions are Tanglin, Bandar Seri Begawan, Raffles City, Queenstown, Jurong Town, Suntec City, and Ciao. So it's not the end yet. And let me share something. And this is hot off the oven. Our district governor, Raja Mohan Munisami, has given this special offer. All right, it's going to be a challenge to all of you. All those who have put in, any one individual who has put in 1,000 USD in cash into polio fund during 1st August. So we say, okay, you don't complain that you have given already, from 1st August until 31st October, as long as your total donation to a polio fund on your own individually, not combined, a few Rotarians, one person, 1,000 USD. He is going to also put in 1,000 USD to polio fund. So if you have already given 1,000, he will give 1,000. If you give another 1,000, he'll give another 1,000. If you give 10,000, he'll give 10,000. As long as it's during 1st August to 31st October. And what we need you to do is, if you've already done, say, 300, you just need to top up another at least 700 to top up to 1,000. And then email to stepupendpolio@gmail.com with either that 1,000 or multiple 1,000 or combined contribution records. Send it to stepupendpolio@gmail.com and say DG to match, all right, in the subject matter. And we'll take note of that, and DG will match that. But it's subject to maximum USD 50,000. So the matching is subject to USD 50,000 maximum. If anybody else would like to come out and offer further matching, we welcome you. All right, so this is the offer from DG. All right, so if anybody is going to do this, you can type out in the chat, state your name, your club, and say, I want to donate 1,000 USD. You can type it in your chat right now, okay? So as we continue on to announce results, please type it in for those who are willing to do that 1,000. Come on. Okay, next. So we have already announced just now, our total has already reached roughly approximately USD $60,000. This is, I think, as of now, we are one of the highest in Asia. And let me now also announce the results of the challenge. District-wide, what you have seen just now are within the region. So this is the official one, district-wide. So the challenge has ended. 3 kilogram weight loss category. First position, Rotarian Liu Mei Yi, Rotary Club Tawau, 7.2 kg. Second position, Rotary Club of Tawau as well, Rotarian Chin Mei Lin, 5.3 kg. And the third position is Rotarian Lim Shan Yi, Rotary Club Tawau, 4.6 kg. We now allow you to unmute yourself so we can actually cheer for your club if you want to. So this is 3 kg weight loss. And next, we have 6 kg weight loss. And top position, President Nelson Ng, Rotary Club of Raffles City, 6.9 kilogram. Yay! Rotarian Suwati Agos Yani, Rotary Club of Kinabalu Sutra, 6.2 kg. Well, actually, our DG Rajamohan is also in this, but he has not met his target. But we would like to also congratulate DG Mohan because he has also improved his health through this exercise. Now let's take a look at the 8 kg category. Wow, we have PP Muhammad Sifon, Rotary Club Kuching, 8.8 kg. President Wong Chen Yi, Rotary Club of Kuching Central, 8.1 kg. And third position, actually he did not cross, he did not meet that 8 kg mark, but we would like to highlight, and that is PP Ng Yao Hua, 7 kg. So each of you, those highlighted, the names highlighted, you will receive your winning trophy during district conference. So make sure you are there with us at this con, okay? So that's an incentive for you to attend this con in, I'm not sure which month, but maybe April or May, hopefully. All right, and let's come to steps challenge. 250,000 steps category. PB Frankie Ong, Rotary Club Kuching Club Central. Wow, breaking record, 2.616 million.
Wow, Frankie.
Frankie's spouse is with us, Pauline. Pauline is away in Australia. We said, PP Frankie, you have nothing to do when your wife is not around. Day and night, you're stepping and stepping and stepping. Are you walking to Australia to find her?
You must be walking at least 5 hours a day.
Yeah, it was like amazing, amazing. And second position, we have PP Lee Ching Guan, CG Lee, the famous CG Lee from Rotary Club of Putri Lagoon, Johor Bahru. Well done, CG. 1, 2, 5, 3, 600 steps. And third position, well done, AG Richard Ong, Rotary E Club 3310 with 18880. Well done. And next, let's take a look. 500,000 steps category. IPP Leonard Sia, Rotary Club of Kuching Club Central with 1856297. Preston Heinrich Graf, Rotary Club Marina City, 1232799. And past President Tay Wei Lian, Rotary Club Singapore West, 1320482. It's just amazing. Actually, when we first designed this program, we came up with 250,000, 500,000, and we were debating, should we have 1 million steps? And then some people say, oh, don't kill the Rotarians, don't kill the Rotarians. So we say, okay, we'll give some chance. And we'll take care of the
you just crush it.
Came up with 250,000. So now we have so many people crossing 1 million steps. It's just amazing, and even 2 million now. So it's amazing. Thank you, everyone, for this 8 weeks of amazing journey. And let's see if anybody has got. Yes, I've got Rotary Club Bandar Sri Begawan. Past President Ricky Ng has pledged 1 Paul Harris Fellow to Polio Fund. And also actually PDG Michael E as well. PDG Michael E, 1,000, you see 1 PHF to Polio Fund as well. Anybody else?
Yes, Heinrich as well.
Yes, Heinrich. Yes,
One
President
PHF.
Heinrich. 1
One
PHF.
PHF.
All right. Yes. Anybody
Polio
else?
Club.
Anybody else before we close this session? But it doesn't end here. You can continue to pledge. Don't forget, DG has 50,000. Anyone else? Anyone else? 10, 9, 8. You can unmute yourself. You can type into the thing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Share this news to all your club members. And thank you very much for all being with us. And let me see if our dignitaries are still with us. I'm sorry that it took so long, but we wanted it to be special because we wanted time for our Rotarians, for our Rotractors to share this journey with everyone. And thank you, past RI President and Trustee Chair-elect, John Jerome. Thank you very much, RIP and Jennifer Jones. Thank you very much, RID Surgeon. Thank you very much, past RI Director Robert Hall. And we also have our RFC, PDG Jason Lim from Thailand. And I believe our EPNC and Polonal Coordinator, PDG Chai Wai, is also with us. And thank you all our Rotarians. And we also have EMGA IPDG Leo is also with us. So thank you all our Rotarians, whether you are from District 3310, our neighbors, or all over the world. Thank you for being with us. And thank you all our Rotarians. Thank you, everyone. Do not leave yet. We're going to take group photos, okay, for this memorable time.
Thank you to you.
Together.
Thank you to you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Very well done, John.
Don't leave yet. We're going to take group photos on
Well
Zoom,
done.
right?
Good job, Joanne. Good job.
Thank you for all your patience. Thank you for your patience. Thank you,
Good
everyone.
job, Joanne.
Excellent program. Excellent.
It's a whole team effort because without everyone, this cannot be possible.
More people now.
Okay,
So
so
let's
small.
go.
We'll meet all. Meet all. Photo taking. Okay, we'll take the photos. Don't shift your hands anyway because we're going to take photos. Just be patient a little bit. So there are 5 pages. So you do not know which page you are at. So you just have to smile all the way. So smile, first round, yay. You can relax a little bit. And now smile, second round. Yay! Okay, now you can relax for a while I paste it somewhere. And now page 3. Give your best smile. Yay. 2 more pages to go. Now page 4 now. 2 more pages. Smile, because you do not know which page you are at, so you have to smile. And relax. And we have 1 more page to go for the final screenshot. Smile, 1 last round. Okay, all can relax now. And it's time open for fellowship. Thank you everyone for being with us. Thank you
Well
to all
done, Joanne.
participants.
Hello, well done.
Yay.
Well done.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, well done.
Before the
Congratulations.
end, this is not the
Everyone.
end. There's
Okay,
still
cheers.
Okay, good night. Well done.
Okay, cheers. Good night.
Cheers, cheers.
Okay, cheers. Cheers.
Good night. Good night. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Joanne, so you deserve to contribute 3 Paul Harris to polio.
Last year, I was the fundraising chair overall for annual fund and endowment. So we created some records. So this year, hopefully,
Good.
Hi, Joanne. We have to be innovative.